I'm Paul McCarran. I'm here at Loyola on the Potomac Retreat House. On October 5th, we can celebrate an American recognized as blessed, Francis Xavier Zelos. The gospel that day describes what it means to be blessed by God. That's the story of the Good Samaritan, the example that Luke tells us Jesus offered when he was asked, well, who's my neighbor? At the heart of that story is the simple explanation of how it's possible to react sympathetically, generously, lovingly to the needs of others. You have to accept the blessing of being moved. Or, as Jesus explains it in distinguishing the Samaritan from the priest and the Levite, the Samaritan was moved with compassion. Jesus doesn't say why the priest and the Levite weren't filled with compassion. In fact, we who believe the Spirit is at work in us always, we remind ourselves the Lord is with you, with your very spirit. We say it repeatedly at Mass. We imagine that anyone can be moved with God's own compassion unless they choose to resist his Spirit. That's Jesus' advice to the person who asked about neighborliness. Go and do likewise. That is, let yourself be moved by God's Spirit, not by your own anxieties. In the first reading for October the 5th, Paul makes the same point to the Christians in Galatia in the very opening of his letter to them. He reminds them not to be distracted or give in to distractions by all sorts of clever ideas that have nothing to do with Jesus' good news. Yes, he says, there are many attractive expressions of human wisdom, but we're disciples of Jesus. We're learning from him, learning to accept the blessing of his teaching, just as all the saints and the blessed Francis Xavier Zelos did. Let's follow their example.